Well, good afternoon. It's pre-Friday, a.k.a. Thursday, January 16th, 2025. If you haven't heard, our phones are back up and running. You can call us at 208-535-1015. I was reading responses here from this question on Reddit asking what's a dead giveaway someone grew up an only child. I'm so glad I didn't grow up with annoying siblings. I have the best younger sister anyone could ever ask for. As a matter of fact, I was the annoying sibling, if you could believe that. She did outshine me when it comes to school, extracurriculars, much better looking compared to me. You know, she's overall much better than me, right? But I'd rather deal with that than some younger sibling, or even worse, multiple younger siblings go through my belongings and so on. You know, most people who know me know I get extra irate if someone touches my stuff, moves my stuff without telling me. It's hard to believe how old my sister is getting. She's 24. She's going to be 24 in the next couple of, not the next couple of days, next month. Almost a month from now, she'll be 24 years old. And of course, I only see her as the little girl with pigtails that used to just mind her business at my parents' place. Now she's a kickboxing instructor. She graduated college. She's also a TikTok quote unquote influencer. My dad was telling me she got an email from some place in Southern California that was inviting her to show up to their event because then she would post about it on her TikTok, and that would hopefully inspire people to show up to this place. I think she has like 8,000 followers, but she had this amazing idea to give scare actors, like at a haunted car wash, for example. She would give them friendship bracelets, and that series of videos on her TikTok has millions of views. You know, too bad TikTok might be going away this Sunday, but she could just move right over to Instagram. That, and I also don't believe TikTok is going anywhere. I predict, now here's a Peaches prediction, that last minute, maybe tomorrow or Saturday, there will be some sort of major buy in TikTok stays. You know, I think there was a story that was popping up as I was getting ready for the show today about how Trump was wanting to extend the date to about 60 to 90 days to try to come up with some sort of deal. He's wanting TikTok to stay as well, but stay here in America. That's about as political as I'll get here on this program. Anyway, I got Poppy, Architects, and more to continue our afternoon here together. It's K-Bear 101. Is anyone else also tired of celebrities giving their kids horrible names? Like, when I plan on having a kid, I want to give them a unique name, but it's a normal name. It's not going to be like something ridiculous. I'm looking at Patrick Mahomes and his wife, Brittany. They just had their third child. And this kid, I believe, its name is Bronze? No, wait. The Mahomes kids now, names are Sterling, Bronze, and now Golden. So there already was a kid named Bronze. And then they named the younger sibling Golden. Could you imagine how you would feel as a kid being told, hey, your name's Bronze, and then sure enough, well, you get ready for your sister. Is it a sister? Is it a girl? I think it is. But their dogs are also Silver and Steel. The dogs, I understand. You can give them silly names. Pets can get silly names. You know, some of those pet names are fantastic. Sometimes I'll go to the Snake River Animal Shelter website and go look at the animals' names. And some of the cats' names are great. I think at one point there was a cat named Peaches there, or it might have been a dog. And there were multiple people telling me to go adopt this dog. The animal shelter should have just teamed up with me to, have me spread the word that Peaches is up for adoption. And you could adopt a dog named Peaches. You can't get me, but you can get the dog named Peaches, who is much more well-behaved. But, I mean, come on. Naming your kids, what was it again? Sterling, Bronze, and Golden. Golden Mahomes. Don't even get me started on this other football player that I saw over the weekend. This is a legitimate player. His name's Poop Johnson. Well, that's not his real name. His nickname is Poop. Corey Poop Johnson. Okay, for some reason I thought it was his real name because there were so many articles saying, welcome Poop Johnson to this team. And it's like, what? Poop Johnson? I love how every band is either cryptic online, like I talked about yesterday, or they post things like, big things coming, and then it ends up being a letdown. Well, Kenny Chesney, I guess, did say something along the lines of like, hey, a big thing is coming soon. And then I saw he announced a residency, 12 shows that kick off Memorial Day weekend at the Las Vegas Sphere. And I'm thinking, why would you want to book Kenny Chesney for that venue? You'd want to have some sort of visually appealing band. And I'm not saying like the artists themselves. I'm saying like, graphics on the whole Sphere, things like that. Things that are going to trip you out. Like Tool at the Sphere would be absolutely insane. Muse, I've heard they're one of the greatest live bands you can see. That'd be insane to see them at the Sphere. How about get someone in there that's gross, like Cannibal Corpse? You put those graphics on the walls of the Sphere, freak everyone inside and outside the venue out. I don't know if you're familiar at all with the Costco guys, Big AJ, Big Justice, that little kid that's known as the Rizzler. They had this pop song that was used as a meme for the most part. But now I guess as of like last night or this morning, they released a new metal single called Breaking the Boom Meter. It's not all half bad. And I was thinking about playing it as my my pick of the day tomorrow just to make everyone upset. Call it the Fun Friday twist. I don't mind those guys. I think they're fun. I think they're unique. They're silly. A lot of people are so annoyed by them. And I think, what? It's not that bad. It's funny just to hear people go boo, or I think Costco loves those guys because I don't think they were a Costco plant. I think they just were one of those Costco cult following families. They love the deals at Costco. They only shop at Costco. They always talk about it online. They're just big fans of the store and decided to make a series of videos based around the store. And magically now they have millions of views. And the dad, he's a wrestler, and he was wrestling in AEW at one point. My profile picture now on Discord, I like to be stupid on Discord. The Big Show, the wrestler, the former Big Show, he's now known as his real name, Paul White, on AEW. He led this little kid known as the Rizzler to the ring. And if you're familiar with wrestling, the Big Show is like 7 foot, 400 pounds. This kid is tiny. Tiny, small little, chubby kid. He's leading him out to the ring. My friend thought it was funny to Photoshop my face onto the Big Show on that picture. So that's been my profile pic on Discord for the longest time. And sometimes my friends and I have very serious conversations on Discord. Like there's a whole venting channel and all of that. And I'll talk to them about my issues and stuff, and we'll go back and forth. And meanwhile, my profile pictures of photoshopped, my face photoshopped onto a wrestler leading a little kid to the ring. And this right here is your Shot Clock Sports Update. The world of NIL deals is getting a bit feistier when it comes to college football. UAB head coach Trent Dilfer did a radio appearance where he talked about how hard it was to keep up financially with other schools in the American Athletic Conference. He then said there were two teams in particular that will go to their roster and sign double or triple what these guys can make on our roster and make them backups on their roster, so we can't have them. Now, Dilfer said he wouldn't name the teams, but then Tulane coach John Sumrall shared a clip of Dilfer's appearance and tagged the social media accounts of Memphis coach Ryan Silverfield and South Florida coach Alex Golesh. Sumrall also included eyeball and wink emojis in his post. I tell you, there's a ton of politics involved when it comes to collegiate sports. In pro football, the city of Cleveland is suing the Browns over their proposed move to a new domed stadium in suburban Brook Park, which is about 20 minutes away from Cleveland. The lawsuit invokes the Modell Law, named after Art Modell, who once owned the Cleveland Browns and moved them to Baltimore. The law requires teams using tax-supported facilities to give 6 months' notice or get permission before moving. The situation will be something to keep an eye on, as it could get ugly with both sides digging in their heels. The Indianapolis Colts, they're set to make history by hosting the NFL's first ever regular season game in Berlin, Germany. The Colts will be the designated home team in that game, which will be played at the iconic Olympic Stadium. The road team date and kickoff time will be announced when the full NFL schedule is released. That does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on K-Bear 101. There's more talk in the news about flying cars, which we already can't drive as it is on the roads. I can't imagine a flying car, multiple flying cars going around. The Chinese automaker Xpeng seems to be getting closer to manufacturing a flying car. This thing called the Aero HT Land Aircraft Carrier, what a name that is, combines an SUV with a lightweight quadcopter designed for vertical takeoff and landing. It can supposedly stay airborne for over 30 minutes per flight. That's nothing. That's nothing. And is scheduled to hit the market by 2026 with a price tag of around $270,000. Now, I could see owning this would be great if you're in a city like LA and you're leaving a concert at what's formerly called the Staples Center, now the Crypto.com Arena. Like, let's say you're leaving a Lakers game, for example, or a concert, and you don't want to battle the traffic. Like, you don't want to leave early because you don't want to miss the encore, but you also don't want to battle the traffic on the way out, which absolutely sucks. I'm not looking forward to the traffic in and out of the Rose Bowl for AC/DC in April. I might tell my dad, be like, hey, well, it's not going to be out till 2026, but we should definitely maybe get helicoptered in and out, be like that ritzy family that gets helicoptered in. You can use this car to vertically take off from the stadium, go about, 30 minutes or so to where the car can't fly for I don't know why it can't fly. Is it just because it dies out on you? Like, what would happen if I were to fly it for over 30 minutes and I went over the time? Would it start beeping and then just fall right to the ground? Or would it let you know, like, ahead of time, like, hey, you only have this amount of time left to fly? But I was saying, like, you could just fly out of LA and land on the highway or land somewhere like on a street maybe and then make your way back to the highway and drive off. That would help out with some of the commute, right? Kobe was the smartest dude with flying a helicopter all around LA, going to and from places. That guy would, that whole move, oh man, if I was rich enough, I totally would helicopter everywhere. I'm sure you've seen the news already. I posted about it on our Facebook page at KBarrow 101 FM. David Lynch, the filmmaker behind Blue Velvet, Mulholland Drive, the TV series Twin Peaks, unfortunately passed away at the age of 78 today. It was revealed last year that he was diagnosed with emphysema. His family announced his passing in a Facebook post, basically saying it's with deep regret that we, his family, announced the passing of the man and the artist David Lynch. We would appreciate some privacy at this time. There's a big hole in the world now, and he's no longer with us. His career spanned 5 decades. Quite successful, beginning with Eraserhead back in 1977. He also had The Elephant Man. And then he also, of course, went on to make Twin Peaks with Mark Frost that earned him 14 Emmy nominations, winning only 2. And I was thinking about it. Like, awards like that, like the Emmys, Tonys, Oscars, especially the Grammys, don't necessarily mean anything. It's more so the impact that you have on the masses more than anything else. Those dumb awards, like I said, especially the Grammys, aren't anything anymore. All right, so I was already contemplating going back home because I originally wanted to go back home for a week, go see the family, go see the friends. This month in January, the fire started. And I went, maybe now's not the best time. Maybe I should wait until first week of February. Maybe I should wait just a little bit more. And then I looked at my bank account. I'm like, well, I don't really have the money to just buy a plane ticket all of a sudden. And I was feeling bad for maybe waiting till April. But now my friend Jose just sent me this in the group chat saying there has been a sewage spill in Laguna Beach, because I thought, you know what, maybe LA is off the table. I don't necessarily want to go towards LA with all the smoke and stuff, have my friends Matt and Jose drive down to Orange County, come hang out in that area like we did last time I was at home. We went to Laguna Beach, and Laguna Beach just had a giant sewage spill. I'm talking nearly 500,000 gallons of just sewage. The whole long stretch of Laguna Beach is closed because of it. So I'm thinking now I'm not going to feel as bad, going back in April when the weather's a little bit better here, when maybe I should just take like a 2-week vacation then. I have the PTO for it. I have a lot of PTO. I take no days off. And when I do, it's to take trips back home. So maybe I'll do like a week and a half. Maybe. Just do an extended stay. Really help clear my mind of work and just go on vacation mode. You know what's funny is I spent a good portion of the day earlier today updating our concert calendar. Usually if I see a concert announcement like on my Facebook feed or our Twitter feed, I'll screenshot the show that is making their way to Salt Lake City or Boise. And so I had a ton of those on my phone. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just spend about 45 minutes today updating that concert calendar. I even added shows that don't necessarily fit the K-Bear format, but they're still rock shows. There's this band called Turnover that announced a tour that I know a couple of people who are fans of them that we don't play here that I still put on there. Even the band Chicago. You're like, what? That old band? Well, right as I was thinking about potentially not posting it on our concert calendar, I went to my Facebook feed and I saw there was one of our listeners who added me on Facebook that shared the post of Chicago making their way to Salt Lake City and tagging their friends saying, hey, let's go. And I went, okay, I guess it's getting added. So there's a wide variety of rock shows on that concert calendar at riverbendmediagroup.com. Easiest way to get to it is riverbendmediagroup.com/calendar. That'll take you directly to it. You filter out all the other stuff. You just put rock concerts right there for choose an event type. It'll show you all the shows coming to Salt Lake City, Boise. I think there are some here in the area. I'm not exactly sure as of yet. I'm sure some shows will come our way to the area soon. Very soon. Hopefully soon. Some great stuff has been announced today. First, we had the trailer that Victor played on the air, the Nintendo Switch 2 trailer, which I haven't seen yet. I haven't even messed with at all the first Nintendo Switch. I've heard it's a great system, though. I might eventually get one, like I've talked about, for my mom and I to play Animal Crossing on. Maybe get two of them, like I said, so I can play with her on Animal Crossing, which I don't think she would play. She played it on the Wii, but I don't think she'd play it now on the Switch. Too much of a change for her. But I'm looking here at the announcement of Season 5 of the show You coming out April 24th. I'm excited. This is one of my favorite shows of all time. I'm so happy that they're doing one more season, even though it's the last season, which foreshadows something might happen to Joe in this last season. If you haven't watched the show You, I highly recommend it. If you ever want to recommend shows to me, because I never know what to watch, I sit there like a brain-dead idiot looking at the Netflix options. Just go, This morning I was doing that on the treadmill, trying to find something to watch to keep my mind off the fact that I'm just walking in place. And I think I ended up rewatching Baby Driver, which is also an incredible movie. But I need something new. The Houston Police Department, they're taking new steps for storing illegal narcotics seized from criminals because they've noticed drug-addicted rats have been getting in and eating them. Yeah, you heard me correctly. The department says police headquarters have been storing the drugs some as long as decades, even though the cases they're linked to have long been concluded. There are said to be hundreds of thousands of pounds of seized drugs stored in the evidence room. And the mayor said, yeah, we've got about 400,000 pounds of marijuana in storage. The rats are the only ones enjoying it. The department now says that evidence collected before 2015 that is no longer needed will be properly disposed and not left hanging around to feed the rats. Maybe that's what Ghost was singing about. Rats. I can only imagine the people trying to find all of those drugs just, quote unquote, properly disposed. I bet they're going to put it in some dumpster, and people are bound to find that dumpster. K-Bear 101, it's Peach's Pip Party. Now, I just saw the news that the Home Alone mansion in, what was it again? Winnetka, Illinois, sold for $5.5 million. A lot of money, but it's a big house. It has 4 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, I believe. 5 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, a high-end movie theater as well. Even a top-tier indoor sports court, perfect for dodging any would-be burglars, is what the TMZ article says. How silly. But yeah, the gym looks great. The basketball court looks awesome. So does the movie theater. It has a big poster of Home Alone on the wall. There's even a giant Lego statue of Macaulay Culkin, or should I say Kevin McAllister, screaming after he put the aftershave on his face. It looks like a great house on the inside. The living room looks insanely cool. $5.5 million for a house in Winnetka, Illinois. And now the new owners have to realize there's going to be tons of people that show up to this house to look at the outside and take pictures outside. No longer can they just simply, put on whatever shoes in their underpants and walk out to the car and grab something they forgot. No, because there will be people outside photographing you. K-Bear 101, it is now that time to Peach their own. I saw this whole thing about Rush, about how Alex Lifeson and Geddy Lee of Rush have both spoken about the jams they've done together in the years since Neil Peart unfortunately passed away. And now Lifeson has revealed that they make sure to record every time they get together. He told Classic Rock, it's good to jam with friends as you get older. I need to play. Once a week, I go to Ged's. It's on the calendar. I keep my fingers moving, play Rush stuff, new jams. We do record it, but I couldn't even begin to tell you where it'll go. And Lifeson once again insists that if he and Lee were to do something together, it would be under the Rush name. So I was thinking, you know what? What would it be like to be inside that studio watching them do their thing, watching the magic or the spirit of radio? No, sorry. Terrible Rush pun, but it inspired today's To Peach Their Own question. If you could be a fly on the wall while any band records their next album, who would you pick and why? I saw two great answers on the K-Bear 101 Idaho Rock and Metal Facebook group. The first one from Chad that made me laugh. He said Oasis, the dumpster fire between the brothers would be amazing. There's a whole lot of bets about how Oasis will break up during that upcoming tour. And then Alexis also commented Sleep Token because I would love to know where their creative genius forms, and seeing them live, they're even better in person. It would be weird to see Sleep Token working behind the scenes and hearing them speak in their actual voices. I know they don't record the music in their get-us. Maybe they do. Maybe it's like, it's a whole part of their thing. You're like, you know what? We need to be in character for this. You know, Vessels putting the black paint all over them, putting on those robes, putting on the mask, and goes, all right, here we go. Time to bust down a new record. So if you could be a fly on the wall while any band records their next album, who would you pick and why? Let me know. Call in 208-535-1015. K-Bear, how's it going?
Not too bad.
James, now what band would you be a fly on the wall for and just watch them in studio perform or record?
Rammstein.
I don't know how they would be now in their older age trying to record new music.
And the thing of it is they don't do anything unless they all agree to do it. I mean, the band is a total democracy.
I thought they had a lot more members than what they actually do have. I thought for some reason they were like Slipknot and had like 9 guys in the band, but they have 6. Still a lot.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, for most industrial type bands, I mean, you tend to see a few more people.
Now, do you think Till more so has the say over somebody like, I don't know, the keyboardist in the band?
I'm pretty sure it's between Till and, now I can't remember his name, but the keyboardist.
Oh, so it's between Till and the keyboardist. Like those are the leaders.
Well, if I remember right, I think they're the ones that are like the two main creative minds behind things. But
interesting. Okay, because I'm looking at. I thought he'd be like the least important, but he has the nickname. He's the only one that has a nickname in the band. Christian Flake Lorenz.
Yeah, Flake.
And there's also like Oliver Riedel, who's the bassist. Christoph Schneider, the drummer and electronic musician. Maybe the drummer or the bassist is like the least important when it comes to decisions for the band.
Well, yeah, most of the time. I mean, look at just about any band out there. I mean,
except for Rush.
For Primus. Yeah, Rush or Primus, where your bassist is the front man.
True. I was more so thinking the drummer too, but yeah, the drummer Neil Peart, Geddy Lee.
No, they're always tucked behind, a drum set. So
definitely.
Nobody ever cares about the drummer. Come on.
Well, except for Neil. Neil is like the only one who ran things.
Yeah.
K-Bear, how's it going?
How you doing, my friend?
Oh, doing good. Just getting those answers for To Peach Their Own.
Okay, question for the day.
What would you, hold on. If you could be a fly on the wall while any band records their next album, who would you pick and why?
I would like to say Tool, of course, just because that would be great to see if they actually record one more album.
Any other band?
Avenged Sevenfold.
Ooh, interesting. I feel like for Tool, that would just be a meeting of the minds. Maynard would sort of lead the charge, but Danny's like the genius behind the drums that just follows. Everyone else silent, Avenged Sevenfold would be weird without the Rev and Matt sort of leading the charge. I mean, M Shadows,
Yeah. The way I understand the way Tool records their music is the three without Maynard get together and they lay down a whole bunch of tracks. And after they've said, hey, we're done with everything we've done, Maynard comes in and puts lyrics to it, writes the songs to whatever they decided to jam out with, if that makes any sense.
Definitely. Yeah. It would be cool to see some of the more prolific bands out there like Tool recording in the studio.
So basically, it'd be the fly on the wall watching Danny, Adam, and Justin, watching them just get together and have a jam session.
And then Maynard comes in later?
Maynard comes in like a year later.
Wow.
That's kind of a for real thing.
Well, I hope we're all ready for this. As per usual, as what happens during an Idaho winter, sub-zero temperatures coming through eastern Idaho this weekend. I was looking at the weather, and I saw, -3, some pretty low temps coming our way. And you know what's even worse is that my two friends, Jose and Matt, who I've talked about on the show plenty of times, they both live in Southern California. Matt is actually vacationing right now in Hawaii, and he's sending pictures. And I'm over here in Idaho in the winter, just jealous, just overall jealous. He's over there snorkeling, which is something that I would never do. I mean, maybe once I'll overcome my fear and snorkel. I don't care, but still, to go to Hawaii, and how hot is it over there? What's the temperature like? I'm sure it's a whole lot better than here. My mom was all like, it's 70 degrees in California right now, and I have a blanket on. And I'm like, Mom, you've never experienced life until you take a shower, you get out of that shower. There's no heater on at all. You're in this cruddy apartment that's always cold all the time, and you have to make that risky run from the bathroom to the bedroom. Man, does that suck. Man, does that suck. Even with the heater on in my bedroom, it's still not great. Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, a.k.a. Brendan Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.